My amendment to the Oversight Plan would add a paragraph stipulating that the committee would continue to monitor federal regulators' efforts to implement diversity requirements of the Dodd-Frank Act. As you will recall, for 2 Congresses, this committee has had a dedicated subcommittee on diversity and inclusion. Even last Congress, former Chair McHenry's Oversight Plan actually included this exact same language. Mr. Chairman, as you opened up the committee, you took time to introduce the new members and said where they were from, the diversity of their different geographical areas. And certainly I appreciate your opening remarks where you said we would work in a bipartisan fashion, and even your words that said that our work will be authored and measured by the entire committee. So I am hoping that words matter. However, as it stands, the proposed oversight plan for the 119th Congress strips this provision and makes no mention whatsoever of diversity and inclusion in financial services. My colleagues on this committee know well the importance of representation from financial firms, access to capital for diverse-owned firms, and economic opportunities for everyone in America. These consequential matters absolutely deserve the time and attention of this committee. In previous years, many of my colleagues across the aisle were on the record supporting congressional oversight efforts to ensure that every American has equal access to financial services and has the tools that they need to build a brighter future for themselves and families. There is substantial evidence showing that representation and equal opportunity adds value and improves performance, and a proven record of success when we conduct appropriate oversight of D&I in financial services. It is clear that we must continue this effort. Contrary to the false, fear-mongering, divisive lies told by our president and vice president about DEI, the point of these programs and initiatives is to ensure that every American has a fair shot at a brighter future. That's rural America, that's urban American, that's for farmers, that's for business folks, it's for everyone. It is outrageous, and quite frankly, Mr. Chairman, it is un-American to suggest otherwise. Facts do, in fact, matter. This country continues to see significant wealth inequities. We saw a little bit of that just a few days ago. Wider gender and racial wage gaps, and disproportionately high poverty rates for certain groups relative to others. Mr. Chairman, just 2 days ago, into the new administration, these devastating executive orders are undoing years of progress and putting this country on a dangerous, declining path. A path in businesses. Many people in here are small businesses. People talk about our economy. When people are going to get a notice and they're losing their jobs because they provided some diversity, they made us be the democracy and the America that we are. And in this committee, when we're talking about access to capital, when we're talking about freer capital, and now we're going to say that because you are female, or because you are of color, or because you are rural, or because you are from a different culture, that you lose your job, and this is America? This is a democracy? It is just very hard for me to digest that in the same breath, we will talk about capital markets. In the same breath, we will talk about fair housing. In the same breath, we will be leaders to talk about making sure that we protect our investments and that we are not making an investment in our people. So let me say to my constituents and to the individuals across this country, because yes, America is watching, who are disgusted and disappointed by this administration's actions, still know that you have allies in this Congress who will fight for you and will fight for your rights. I ask my colleagues to support this amendment, and I yield back.